Okay, we're live.
We are live in living color.
Thank
How
you.
are you? How are you on this rainy Sunday?
I'm gonna make the best out of everything that comes my way.
Absolutely.
Yep. How are you?
I'm good. This morning, it wasn't raining when it was like drizzling a little bit when we left, but then it started pouring when we got out of church. So,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's pretty bad today.
It's supposed to be bad
They said it,
tomorrow as well.
yeah, with the rain. I know they
hmm
said it was gonna be bad later on tonight too.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Yeah, but our Eagles are playing. Our Eagles are playing tonight at later on.
And they're playing the Cowboys, right?
The Cows, yes, they're playing the Cowboys. Yes,
hmm
that should be a very
hmm
interesting game, to say the
And
least.
we're playing tomorrow. We ain't playing today. But I
Oh,
did see.
you're keeping up with who's
I
playing now.
am, and I was watching. I don't know who they. It was the Baltimore Ravens playing somebody today, and it went into overtime, and the Baltimore Ravens ended up winning. So I was
Awesome.
watching. I little, like dabble a little bit. Keep my
What a
ears to
difference!
the.
What a difference a husband makes.
I know. Tell me about it, because I wasn't listen before I met. I wasn't watching no news. Okay, I ain't know nothing about what was going on in the world, and that's just being
No,
straight up honest. Like I ain't want to hear. I ain't want to know about it. But now, if I'm typically he's watching and I'm ear hustling and listening. But
sure, you're
just
learning
being
as you
on the
go.
game. Yeah, and same thing with football. I was never watching football. Okay, I tried to
Right.
watch it. I couldn't follow. I didn't understand. I just said forget it. But yeah,
Yeah, but it's enjoyable. It's nice. I
it
love
is. It
football. I love
is.
basketball. I'm into sports. I love
Yeah,
sports.
I like basketball. I
Football,
can keep up with basketball. I definitely like basketball watching that.
yeah. I just like competition, healthy competition. Now, when some people be dirty in competition, they be just raunchy, with their competition and wish people
hmm
get hurt. I don't wish no one getting hurt.
hmm
It's a healthy game.
Yeah.
They're making a lot of money. I think they
Yeah.
should increase the pay of some of these teachers and police officers.
Hello,
After
that part. Okay, that part. That's definitely mind blowing when you think about now. It'd be one thing, of course, everybody can't be a millionaire, right? I mean, that's just not the way the world works. But for them to get the pay that they get, it's just like it's ridiculous for what they go
70
through and everything
million.
like that. Yeah,
70 million. One of
yeah.
the athletes just got paid 70 million, I think, for 7 years. So that's decent. That's great money, honey.
Yeah, somebody is
Great.
praying for the half of that or a quarter,
What?
smidget.
A
Yeah,
10th. How about that?
yeah. Hey, Miss
Hey,
Linda, she
Linda,
said
thank you for
they beat the
joining.
Rams. That's who they were playing, the Rams.
Oh, they beat the Rams?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, it's been a lot of sports on today. We
Yes,
do
yes.
still have that spinning of the wheel.
Yes,
You want
we
to explain how
do.
that goes? You like, share? Go ahead and
Yes.
share it.
You have to be following us now, you guys. So make sure
Yeah.
you're following our Facebook page. You make
Yeah.
sure you like our stuff, you share our stuff. Every time you do that, it is an entry for you to be able to be a winner. So I'm excited
Absolutely.
for everybody.
I'm excited too. I'm
Yes.
excited too. And then it's the mystery box as well.
Yes, the mystery box that comes along with it. You don't never know what's in a mystery box. So get very excited for that.
Yeah, the mystery box. I like mystery boxes actually because it's always a nice little treat. You find a
Yeah.
lot of value in them. So
Yeah,
yeah,
because typically in marketing world, they make sure that the mystery box is entailing something that you're going to potentially buy the full size of, or you're going to come back for something,
yeah, yeah,
so
yeah,
which is
true.
really good, really, really good.
Definitely good, definitely good. So this week we had a birthday shout out to Sade.
Yes, my best friend. Yes. Her birthday was Thursday. She is a Sagittarius. I am a Sagittarius. My birthday is Friday coming up. Yeah. And my son is the following Friday after that. But he's not a Sagittarius. Sorry. Um,
No, he's
no, he's not. He's Capricorn with his daddy.
a Capricorn. A
Yes, with
Capricorn.
his daddy. His
Okay.
dad is a Capricorn, and so is he.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Capricorns are good.
Mhm.
Capricorns are good.
Yes.
Yes, absolutely. I'm trying to share myself. Did you share as well?
Share what?
Your page. Can you share it on my page? Because I'm trying to put it on my page. We have
Well,
some
it's
juicy top. We
well,
have some
mine is
juicy.
automatically connected to the streaming that
It
we're
is.
on.
Okay, well, I'll just do the best I can to try to find it. Okay,
Okay.
so we do have some nice topics today, saying a lot has happened this week, giving condolences out to the Ross family for Linda Ross and Mariel Ross, Lorenzo Ross, and lost their brother this week, a family member. So keeping them in prayer and condolences to them. We have Christmas is right around the corner. Can you believe it?
Yeah, it's right here, and I'm not. I'm ready, but I'm not ready. I'm ready, but I'm not ready.
Well, you're ready,
I'm
but
ready,
you're
but
not
I'm not
ready.
ready. Like, it sneaks up on you.
It does. It does.
Yeah, it sneaks up on you. So
You're
yeah,
doing a lot of
trying
Christmas
to.
shopping.
Did I?
Are
No,
you?
I got a lot of stuff in my cart, but I ain't do a lot of shopping yet. I have it together. I just ain't, push the red button yet, because sometimes you'll push the red button, be like that, especially because sometimes you can run into deals, like if you spend this much, you'll get this off, and da 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 da. So sometimes you
Right.
want to wait, because you'll mess around, you'll push the button, and then you're like, dang, I could have brought this, and I wanted to add
Yeah.
that. And yeah, so
Yeah. You want to make sure that
yeah, get your bang
yeah,
for your buck.
get your bang for your buck. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, so let's start off with our topics. We got one crazy topic that happened this week, or was it the week before? And that's Domino's Pizza delivered a bag of money instead of breadsticks and wings. Would you keep the money or call inquiring, where's your order?
I don't want my food, because I could buy listen, if I wanted the wings so bad, I would order it from another Domino's, okay, under an alias. I probably wouldn't even want no wings at that point, okay?
You
Um,
wouldn't call and say, listen, y'all made a mistake.
Absolutely not. Thank you, Jesus. You know who I will call? Jesus. Thank you. Thank you, Father. Um, no, absolutely not. Whose
But
fault is that?
yeah, but I would definitely call them.
I know you
Knowing
would.
me.
Just like Nana had
Because
gave that money back. So no, my answer would be no. Sorry.
I'll call them because I
Um,
know that's probably a drop that they're trying to probably do
yeah, it's
something
a
with.
drop, but they should have dropped it in the correct. Listen, whose fault is that?
Yeah.
I don't know if
It's
you've seen this. This is another I think this was a while ago. I think it was like in 2020 or something. And a young lady was at the casino. I want
uh-huh.
to say, I forgot what casino it was. She won the jackpot. She took a screenshot, I mean like a selfie with her in the screen saying 42 million or whatever. Security came and say, "Oh, it's a glitch. You ain't win nothing."
Oh yeah, I seen something to that effect. Yes. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. So
That's
no, you're not
that's
gonna play
crazy.
me. Yeah, you're not gonna play me. I'm keeping the money, okay?
That happened a
Because
few
some
times at
way,
this.
somehow, they would be like, oh, of course they're gonna say you can't keep the money
Yeah.
unless they can trace it back. And they probably can't, because they probably don't know unless you're the only delivery that they have for the day, then that may be different. If they
Right.
call me, then I will give the money back. But if they ain't calling, I ain't calling them.
You're
That's
like the
just
money is mine.
yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
We're gonna pray on that one. We're gonna pray on that one. That was a hard call, especially, for those people who are in need of money, things are
Yeah,
short.
and I think it was $5,000, which is, to a lot, that's a lot. To some, it may not be a lot, but it was now if it was a million in there, so like a amount that is just like, okay, somebody may come looking, of course they're gonna look for the 5,000, but they'll be
Yeah.
trying to track it down. If it was 10, 15, 20,000, then it's just
Yeah.
like, yeah,
It's hard to really try to figure out whether or not who actually it was,
yeah,
unless you
yeah,
didn't have that many orders, but maybe one order all day and it was a delivery
yeah.
too. the Pittmans.
Exactly. Then you probably don't have $5,000 for a drop if you only got one delivery order.
Unless it was from a few days ago. Yeah, yeah, it's
Yeah,
crazy. But I don't know whether or not they called to return the pizza. I
she
mean, the money
did.
back.
She
She
did.
did.
Yeah,
Oh,
she
she
did.
did.
So nice. So nice.
Okay. Well, God bless her. God
Nice.
bless her.
They probably ain't giving no reward money.
Huh?
Mm-mm.
What you say?
I
They
said,
probably
uh-huh.
didn't get
I said,
probably
uh-huh,
didn't get
yeah. She ain't giving, I bet you they ain't giving no reward money. They probably gave her a coupon or something.
probably, which is sad.
Mm-mm.
Which is sad when you think about it. It's really, really
Yes,
sad. You know what I mean? We want to shout
very.
out
Yeah.
to congratulations to artists Nelly and Ashante. They're expecting a new bundle of joy. Oh, she's pregnant. So I don't know how many
And this was
months she's
confirmed,
pregnant.
right? I don't know, because I kept seeing it swirl around, but I didn't.
Well,
Did either one of
I
them
think
confirm
it's
it yet?
I
I
don't
think
know if
it's
it's
true because ain't
confirmed.
nobody saying nothing is not. But I'm just
I
saying
think she
I haven't.
confirmed it.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I
I
think
know
I
she's
think
happy.
I think if I'm not mistaken, I believe she confirmed that they are expecting, and this is
And
her
he is
first.
smiling. He's so
Yes,
happy.
he's very happy. I mean, you could
Mhm.
just the environment through the phone, through the internet, is just exuberating some love. It
Yeah,
just yeah,
absolutely.
the room is full of joy.
Yeah.
I just pray for them and wish them the best.
Yes,
And
absolutely.
oftentimes when you're trying to get back with the ex, a lot of, and you know what, I'm noticing social media, a lot of exes been getting back together. Have you
They
noticed
spin the
that?
block.
I mean, they've been like reuniting I'm like, what's going on with that? Did they forget the reason why they stopped? Anyway,
Listen, some people, you know, you don't know what the circumstances were of breaking up, so you don't know. I don't
yeah,
know. Yeah.
you don't
Good
know.
luck.
Good luck. That's right. Wish you
Hmm.
well. And
Yes.
hope everything goes according to plan. I'm cheering them on all the way because I love, love, love both of them.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yes. Now this is Rosie's farewell, tears of love as a cherished nanny bids adieu. Did you hear about the nanny with the children, and the children were crying, and they were crying profusely, and also the
She
parents
was
were
she was
crying.
black, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Let
I
me
think I did see that. I think I did see clips of it.
let me just share that with you. I thought it was touching, and it just said a lot about her.
Yeah, yeah.
About
Luca, mamalag.
they don't want to let her go.
I know.
That just tells you everything you need to know about her.
خلاص يا عم ماما ولا تروح روزي خلاص يا كوكا يا روزي يا
Wow.
كوكا روح يا حبيبي تعال
They
انا
did not.
ماما يا ماما say bye to Rosie يلا
So touching.
That is very touching.
يلا she needs to go guys
They don't want her to go.
Rosie
Wow, they did not want her to go. That's touching, right? It just
Yeah,
lets you
that's so nice. Yeah, it makes you know that you had a great caregiver.
great caregiver. They said it
Yeah.
was excellent. And right now, from what I'm being told, is that, or being, read, and what's being spreaded from the parents, the mother told her, Rosie, to go get your children and bring them back. Bring your whole family. That's how bad they
Oh,
want her to
wow.
stay.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Because it's
sometimes
very,
it's very hard to find someone, number one, that you can trust. Okay.
yeah,
That's the
yeah,
biggest factor. These are little babies that you are responsible for, and you're putting your trust in other people to be able to help you to, it takes a village.
Takes a
So, but when
village.
you're outsourcing, meaning someone outside of the family, because typically you'll get the grandmother, the auntie, or who, to try to, help. But when you do outsource it, it weighs on you to just be like, oh my God, I hope I'm making the right choice. So
Right.
for the kids to be so attached and so loving on her speaks volumes.
It speaks a lot of
Yeah.
value because it's very hard to, just like you said, to find a good care provider.
Yeah,
You
it's
know,
and it's terrifying. It's all the stuff that you see on, I mean, from the daycares to the, daycare centers, the daycare at home, some, it could happen anywhere, but it just, makes you want to just keep your kids with you 24/7, to be honest.
24/7,
Yeah.
24/7. It really does, because when you look around, you question, especially if you get that feeling as a parent, you get that feeling that
And
something's not
listen
right.
to it.
Yeah,
Listen.
listen to it. That
Yeah.
intuition means everything.
Yes,
You know what I mean?
absolutely.
Because that can cause a life to be saved by you
Yes,
paying
absolutely.
not living in the moment. Say, I knew I should have listened.
Yeah,
I
you don't never want to
knew I
shoulda,
should.
coulda, woulda.
Exactly, exactly, exactly. We're gonna move on. A young girl claims to be a legal age, but he ends up locked up for her lies. Why does keep happening?
Because people ain't
The
getting
girl
carded.
claims to be 18, 19 when she's really 15. He's of legal
No,
age, and then the parents find out about it, and he gets locked up.
that's
It,
ridiculous.
it keeps happening over and over again. And, how could we protect the men from this continuously happening too? And even with the girls, they get fake IDs. I know when I was younger,
Listen,
I got a fake ID.
I never had a fake ID, but I did lie about my age. We had this thing back in the day called the loop in the party line. Okay. I don't know if Bree
Hmm.
is on, but we used to be on there and we used to either change our name, say we were 17, 18 years old, we 15, 16 years old. So
Right,
I don't know nobody. I won't say I don't know anybody that hasn't lied about the age, but it's not um abnormal for teenagers to do that, but it's
right.
just, to what degree do you crucify the person that they're lying to? Like, how are
Yeah,
they supposed to know? You know what I'm saying? Like, especially, you have very mature 15-year-olds, 16-year-olds, 12-year-olds, for goodness sake.
exactly.
So you don't
Exactly.
know, you can't just look at somebody and tell their age
Yeah.
all the time. So
No.
it's kind of one of them things that I don't even know what to say. I mean, run their background. I don't know. I just follow them and make sure they ain't going to middle school, and they talking about
Right.
they in college. I don't know.
Because
It's
these girls these days are very
men
mature.
are doing it too.
Oh yeah, they doing it too. Yeah, they doing
Yes,
it
because
too.
I've
But
got bamboozled
not as much
before.
as the girls. The girls are really
No.
just,
Well,
because
I
men are
don't know, because I feel as though I feel like the world is very lump-sided with sex. I won't say kind of. I guess you could say sexist,
yeah.
because I feel like just as much as women are getting beat on, men are getting beat on too. I don't feel like
Mhm.
as far as but they not maybe reporting it because they're a man, right? But men, I remember
Yeah, that
growing
would be
up, I was
embarrassing, I
probably
guess, for some men to
very
admit that I got
embarrassed.
beat up by a woman.
Yeah. So I remember
But it
when I
happens.
was in high school, I think I was at the skating ring or something like that, and I got some a guy's number, and he ended up being in middle school. And I thought he was in high school. I thought he was going to the high school in the city. No, he was never in high school. And the only reason why I found out is because on my way to the office in Burlington, I seen him walking into the middle school. I said, so it was kind of just, I got bamboozled. I was like, what
Yeah.
the, and I mean, like, facial hair, didn't look like no child, like, I mean, of
Yeah.
course, I wasn't no legal age to, be locked up or anything like that,
Right.
but
Sure.
they doing it too. So
Yeah, they
I
doing
don't
it too.
know. It's one of them things, like, how do you prove it?
Sorry. I mean, how do the men and women both stay safe when they're
Yes.
trying to date a person of the opposite sex or even the same sex? Because these, hey, it is what it is. But how do you stay safe in making
Yeah.
sure that the person that you're planning on dating is of legal age?
Yeah.
Asking
That
for the
part.
ID, they can give you a fake ID.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then you go out, you have a relationship with this person, and then there's a knock at the door, and you're
Yeah.
wondering who is it, and it's the police
Yes.
arresting you
Yeah.
for being a predator. So it's really tough.
Yeah,
It's
it
really
is.
tough. And I think that with being a parent these days, you have two young sons, um, in a bonus mom, it could be difficult to try to maneuver and other than just
Yeah.
teaching your children just to do the right thing.
Be in their business to a certain degree, you guys. Like you listen, I know for a fact this is like all of the things that I may have done that was not appropriate per se or against the rules. My mom wasn't home. Okay. I knew if my
Good
mom was
child.
at
I'm
the
about to
house,
faint right
she's
now. Give
busting.
me a
She's
fan.
not the she ain't the mom that's knocking on the door and waiting for you to answer. She's busting through the door. Okay. So
Yeah.
I had to make
Um,
sure that anything that I did was either done somewhere else or she was out of town on business or something like that. And I was with my grandparents and God rest they soul. You know how, older people,
oh, my
you know,
co-parents, they
I
just
know
tried.
they tried, they really tried. But listen, okay. But it's like you have to be vigilant in your child's life. And I talk about this all the time. It's not more so of, am I scared of my mother? I would say yes. I know at the age that I am, if I went left, so with her right hook, okay, I know that my mom don't play no matter how old I get. So there's a form of respect. It's like fear attached with respect. It's not necessarily, I think she's going, hurt me just out of nowhere or anything like that. But I feel like these kids are lacking that form of fear
Respect.
in some way. They just think that they can just,
Yeah, 'cause
and they don't, and I feel like today's society is so much, I don't think it's more dangerous than when I was growing up per se, but they are able to get into things that we weren't able to get into. Like when I came
yeah,
along, internet was just getting popping off. As far as social media, I was at the beginning of social media, so by the time social media came around, I was 16, 17 years old type of thing. As far as, maybe like maybe 13, 14 when tag came out, MySpace, stuff like that. But as far as, these kids are 2 and 3 and 10 on Facebook, or I'm not necessarily Facebook because they consider Facebook for old people, but into
oh
Instagram
really?
and yeah, that's what they always say. Oh, people that's old is on Facebook, but the Instagrams and the TikToks and the Snapchats, these kids are on there and they're like 7, 8 years old, so they're getting exposed to things and getting approached in ways that I necessarily didn't have that until I was like 14, 15, 16 years old. Like I said, we had the loop in the party line. That was the most you was getting. In the party line, it's just random people from wherever. They called it I think the technical word was the Philly donut. And people was calling in for everywhere. And you didn't know these people. And you young and dumb and saying, yeah, my name is so and so. And you're just young and stupid. But now they have ways to track you without even you telling them anything. You can look this stuff
Yeah,
up on the internet. So I
true,
feel like
true.
you have to be very vigilant in your child's personal life, knowing who their friends are, all of those type of things. And I always feel like you can tell what type of child you have based on the friends they have.
Yeah. Yeah, but even so, it could be a little tricky because a person could be, wearing that
The mask.
representation of being very innocent.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. And but you also have to let kids be kids. You can't let the kids can't live in a bubble. They're never going to learn. And then when they do get 18, they going to be a fish out of water. They ain't going to know nothing because they haven't been
Sure.
really exposed to life. So you have to let them live to a degree, but just be, my mom was always very raw and very, for me, it was just like, I won't say inappropriate, but it was just like, oh my God, did my mom just say that to me? Like she would say, different things like, well, if you do this and you run away, and this is the type of stuff that happened to girls that run away. And I'm just like, I don't want to run away. It ain't
Yeah,
that bad.
the only reason why I was saying that and describing things so intensely is because I wanted you to have fear. I
Yeah.
needed for you to know that there's people out there that will hurt little girls and they
Yes.
didn't care.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
absolutely. And I appreciate
So,
it because it kept me on my toes. Ask Brianna, anytime we did anything, I never forget, it was a story. We went on like a double date. We went to the movies and I said I was at her house. She said she was at my house. And the whole time I'm in a movie theater, I'm just like, I think my mom coming, y'all. And they was like, we're never doing this with you again. Like, leave her home. Cause I was just looking out, my head was on the swivel because you were the type of person that was like, you would, and I always told on myself. So I don't necessarily know if you always knew what I was doing, but the way you would word things, I would just tell on myself. I knew you was on, such and such street. And I'm like, I'm so sorry. And Brianna's looking like, you're supposed to stay with the lie, girl. Like, what is you talking? No, we were not on Federal Street. Like, what are you talking about? Like, I'm not good at that. That's never been my forte, is
Right.
not telling the truth. So it was just, you just always, I knew that it's always a possibility that you could pop up. So I did dirt, as far as stuff that I wasn't supposed to do, taking cars,
We all
stuff like,
did.
we
I
all
did
did. But I
that
feel,
too. I did that too.
yes, but I feel like you knew your limitation. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? And you still, even though you were doing something you had no business, you still had a fear of like, man, if she find out, man, it's
What,
going to be a problem.
I wasn't so much as, I wouldn't say I was totally scared of my mom because, as I told you before, I don't ever remember my mother ever giving me a whooping. She would just pinch, right?
She would spank me. I remember the whooping. Thank you, Nana,
But
for the
no,
whooping.
I never remember my mother ever giving me a spanking, and that's the truth. However, when I was younger and I was still in the car, oh God, I'm just so grateful that nothing happened. And I was doing it every Sunday. And I brought my poor little niece, Pam, and also I had my little sister Lily to look out because I knew in church, as long as my mother seen one of us in church, she was cool.
Yeah.
So it was so funny because my mother, even when I would come back after joyriding through town, I would come back, I couldn't find the same parking space. I have to park in a different space. And we would talk and kiss on my mother all the way to the car. And she still wouldn't realize.
Wouldn't understand. Exactly.
She wouldn't even realize it was parked in a different space. But I got busted by my brother David. Because I had it all, back in the day, I knew everybody's car. I knew that when I seen somebody's car, I would pull over, wait until their car passed. And, because I've seen a few of our family members.
Yeah.
But this particular Sunday, on my way back, I was on the corner of Remsen Avenue and what is that? Remsen, front of Tabernacle Church. What is that? Commercial Avenue, I guess it is.
I think it is
George Street.
Oh, George Street. Yeah.
Remsen Avenue. I was at the light to make a left going down Heim Street, and I heard somebody in the back of me saying, Regina. And I'm like, who? I'm thinking of one of my classmates. So I'm leaning to the side. When you drive, you lean to the side. Girl, my brother blackmailed me and my niece for months. I got so tired of ironing his clothes, and him and my brother Richard, because he brought my brother Richard into the secret. And long before I knew it, I said, what, I'm tired of this. I just confessed and told my parents what happened.
And we never got caught. We didn't tell you and her mom until way past grown. I think Brianna had, did she have kids by then? I don't know, but it was a long time. Like, it was and we were going every Saturday, and it was just, and we were all the way in somebody's Philly. You was just in the town. We didn't cross the bridge. Okay, we in another state.
Y'all was bold.
I didn't understand how we even got to, it wasn't like we had Easy Pass. So it's because that would have showed up on a bill. So we went through toll and paid, and nobody was like, look at these little babies in this car. Because I literally, I know I've gotten older, so I look, I'm starting to, I won't say necessarily look my age, but I still think I look relatively young, but we looked like babies. Right. We were 14 and 15 years old, and we were just like giving our little, because at that time I think toll was like probably like $4, and we're giving the money and keeping it. Now we going to a club that we didn't got no business going to. We just did a lot. Okay.
But I think most teenagers do, so that you got boys, you got to be aware, hide your kids, all kinds of things.
I'm sleeping with my kids.
What you did to me, so you could only imagine what's in store for you.
Exactly.
And so for you, thank you so much, sis, for joining.
Thank you, Aunt Sarita. Yes, hello.
Get to share, like, comment. so you can be
Yes.
a part of the contest. We're going to move on to another subject, which this subject is a little touchy because
Uh-oh.
it's one of those situations where being a parent,
Mm-hmm.
you know, parents, stop sending your child to school expecting teachers to do your job. Be a parent.
Oh, I want to hear
Yes,
this part.
there's a lot of parents that have been telling their teacher, you can't stop my child from talking, you can't stop my child from behaving. Of course, as a teacher, you can ask a child to do something, but you can't make a child do something.
No, 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 no.
You
Of
know,
course not,
not
because you're not the parent.
you're not
Um,
the parent. You know, and unfortunately, it's parents being. I know I hear this all the time. Parents can't wait until September comes. You know,
yeah,
because
that's what
school
they can. Yeah,
start and I can have a break.
and there's no breaks with this life. Okay, there's no breaks.
There's no breaks with this
This is
life.
20. Yeah, this is 24/7, 365. Okay,
Yes,
you can't be taking your foot off the gas just because somebody else has is taking the role to, because they had what, they're in school for what, 8 hours, I think. So you need to take
pretty
those.
much.
You need
And
that's your
after
break.
school,
But when they get home, you still are still supposed to parent.
yeah. It was one teacher who called the parent on the phone and asked the parent to please, chastise the child because we can't get the child from stop talking or participating.
Hmm.
And the parent said, "Well, what you there for? Why can't you do your job?" And that was kind
It
of
starts at
really.
home. It
It starts at
starts
home.
at home.
But see,
Period. How
when I
they
was
was.
growing up, we had to paddle
That's what I'm about
in
to say. Y'all was getting
school.
spanked.
Oh
Yeah,
yes,
yeah.
especially in where I went to school at in New York.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't play. You
Yeah.
got to paddle. I remember my principal. Her name was Miss Hartman, School 75. And let
Mm-hmm.
me tell you, I was terrified of that lady because I didn't want to get paddled.
Yeah.
Well, you wanted to do the right thing. You didn't want your teacher.
Mhm.
Well, my mother was working at the school at the time anyway, so I had double
Yeah, yeah. You wasn't doing
reasons of
nothing at the
not
school.
to do anything wrong. But
Mm-hmm.
back then they paddled you. They sent you to the office, bent you over the desk, and bam, you got it.
Yeah.
You
Jeez
know,
Louise. Yeah.
yeah, you got it. You got it. You got it. But since I guess once it became like
Yeah.
75, 80s, they stopped it because of, I guess a lot of the teachers was
Going
abusing
crazy.
the
They
students.
was the Yeah, yeah, it was going
I mean, and
crazy.
it was a wood
It's a
paddle.
it's
It
a it's a
wasn't like
thin line.
yes, a thin line, big thin
It's a
line.
very
I,
thin line, just like it's a thin line between chastising your child and abuse. You
yeah,
can, sometimes you have to check yourself as a parent to say, am I chastising my child because they are, because I'm aggravated, or is it because they actually are doing something that they don't have no business? You get what I'm saying?
right,
Sometimes, as
right,
you do have to kind of sometimes check yourself, but it starts at home. How your child
yeah,
show up at the school is a reflection of your home.
totally,
I'm a firm believer of that. And you can have someone, you can even have, I believe there's certain people that are disruptive, right? Because they, maybe some things are happening, at home, and they're acting out, right? But they still have a
right,
form of respect,
yeah.
some type of level of respect. There was a one video, I don't know if you have, do you have the video of the teacher that called the parent, and it was about the cell phone?
About the cell phone.
Yeah, I just seen it today, so I'm gonna put it together so I can share it on our page, you guys. But the teacher kept telling the little girl, "You cannot have your phone out." The girl kept taking it out, so the teacher took it and said, "I'm gonna have it for you to pick up." Talking to the mom, the mom said, "You
Mhm.
keep it. I don't care how long you gotta keep it. If you gotta keep it for a day, keep it for a week, keep it for months. I don't care, because she needs to know that she has to respect your authority." You
Wow,
told
yeah,
her not to have her phone out, and she chose to do so. So now the ball is in your court. And she said, you figured that, like she gave, but it was just like everybody was so shocked. People, of course, you have the hook of the video. So you're waiting for the mom or something to be like, you ain't taking my baby phone, because that's what people, but she was the
want me to
total
do, yeah,
opposite. And it's showing you have to tell your children that it starts at home, right?
it starts
Because sometimes they will respect the parent, but don't respect the teachers and don't
right,
respect authority. You have to
right,
teach your child, on all aspects, because if they're not respecting the teacher, they're not going to respect the police. If they're not
That's true.
like, and that could be a very sticky situation.
Right.
So
That's true. That's true.
it definitely starts at home. You have to teach them that, listen, you may not always agree, just like they're not always going to agree with you as the parent. But
Yeah.
I am this is my authority that I'm laying down, and this is the rules and the regulations. You know?
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
yes.
In Wilmington.
Zareta said, in Wilmington, Delaware, my teacher called mom and dad to come to the school. Yes. You never got called to the school, right? Only for like fighting, right? And it wasn't.
Only, well, just for your friends. Your friends will
Yeah.
put my name down as the
Um,
next of kin to contact. And
yeah.
I would be at school for your friends,
Yeah.
but no, not for you. I
Not
used
for
to just
me. I
pop
think it
out
was only one time. I think I had got into a fight. I remember this. It was third grade, and we were going in from recess, and this young man, I'm not going to mention him. If if you see this, you know who you are, was talking about my mama. And
What?
he was talking about my mama, and I slapped him, and then he snuck me
What?
and made my nose bleed. You don't remember that?
I do remember.
Yes. That's the
I ain't
only
know
time I remember
I ain't
you
know he
having
was
to come.
talking about your mama though.
Yes, he was talking about my mama, so I slapped him, and he punched me dead. But I mean, he had my whole face leaking, y'all. I mean, hit me so hard, and at that time, I mean, I'm sure I guess I consider myself short now as an adult, but I was this height in like third grade, fourth grade. Like I was taller and he was short, so he really got a good like angle, and he he had my nose leaking, and I remember
I
they
think
called
you
my
and him
mom.
y'all was cool after that though, after a while.
Yeah, I think he would try to talk to me or something. I'm just like,
Yeah.
oh, my mama? You talking about my mama?
About my
Yeah.
mama. Yeah.
Yeah, but that's the only time that I really remember you having to really come to the school, like getting called to the school.
Right. Yeah, thank goodness it wasn't that many
Yes.
times. But
Yeah.
anyway, let's change the subject. It's so much to talk about, but let's jump into this conversation, which is a little touching.
Mm-hmm.
Unlocked and unchecked. The police forgot to lock him up after 13 years of freedom. Should they let him go? Or
Wait, what?
did they let him go? Yes.
Wait, what happened?
It was a man that did robbery. Let me just show you the clip so that you can get the full detail as to what transpired in this man's life, which unfortunately
Most fugitives go to great lengths to avoid the police, but one convicted criminal did not have to try. He was allowed to stay free for more than a decade. As Dean Reynolds shows us, the long arm of the law finally reached out.
We met prisoner 103-9699 at the Southeast Correctional Center in Charleston, Missouri yesterday afternoon.
I'm Dean Mike Anderson. Nice to meet you.
Mike Anderson is 9 months into a 13-year sentence for an armed robbery that took place in 1999. He should have gone to prison in 2002 after his conviction and unsuccessful appeals. But Missouri made a mistake. It forgot about him.
They said it was a clerical error.
Clerical error?
Yes.
That's the whole thing, is a clerical error?
That's what they say.
Instead of ordering Anderson to prison, the state mistakenly thought he was already there. Anderson said he waited and waited.
Well, what did you think would happen as the days and weeks and months and years went by?
I had this sense in me that everything was okay. No matter what was going to happen, that everything was going to be okay. And to this day, I still have that.
If Anderson had gone to prison on schedule in 2002, he would have been released last summer. Instead, that's when the state realized it was attempting to discharge someone who'd never served his sentence. Law enforcement didn't have to look very hard to find him, though. During the last decade, Anderson lived life by the book. He built a home, started a business, coached football, married LaQuana, and started a family.
Do you wonder how this could possibly have happened?
I think about that all the time, every day.
Anderson was rearrested last July at his home, which now He might not visit again until 2026.
So this is a unique case from your point of view.
I've never seen a case like this. No.
Tim Lomar is the current prosecutor for St. Charles County, where the armed robbery occurred. He wasn't in office then, but is puzzled by how it was handled.
My first reaction was, how did this happen? And somebody messed up. Somebody messed up.
Big time.
Lomar says there's no question that Mike Anderson is a rehabilitated and responsible man today, but
It's very difficult for me to say we can create an exception and we can allow somebody who has found a way, whether it was by his own doing or otherwise, to not have to serve the sentence.
Anderson's attorneys have filed a motion to have him released, arguing incarcerating him now is cruel and unusual punishment, and that the state waited too long to put him behind bars. They note that even the man who was robbed back in 1999 has said Anderson doesn't deserve imprisonment now. The state attorney general has until next week to respond, and a court could schedule a hearing next month.
What do you think your chances are?
I'm a man of faith, and I believe my chances are in the hands of God, 100% favorable my way. And I have to believe that. I can't believe anything else.
For CBS This Morning, Dean Reynolds, Charleston, Missouri.
Is that crazy?
Wow, that is crazy.
Yes.
This
after
is, I
13
feel like
years.
at this point they should do some type of restitute, like make him pay or do, probation or if
Yeah.
that, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Give him an anchor.
I don't think he shouldn't have to do anything.
Yeah.
Even though it was there technically there for, he still committed a crime, which I understand that
Sure.
part. But as far as making him do 13 years, that's ridiculous. How do you go 13? Now, I've never been to jail. I met my husband just chimed in. I've never been to jail,
What
but
did
I'm
Jarvis
pretty.
just say? What
He
did
said, because
Jarvis
I was like, I never been to jail, and that he's finished my sentence to jail.
to jail?
I'm
Neither have
pretty sure
I.
they do a head count. Like
Yes.
they do. So you
I'm
mean to
sure
tell
they
me
do.
13 years went by and you didn't notice that cell block whatever was empty?
First of all,
That
they never registered him in to even start with. That's the problem. They
But I
never
thought they
even
said that it was attempting to release an inmate that ain't never was there.
right.
So
Right.
they had to have something on record to say that he belonged there in order to
He's
be.
supposed
I
to
mean, I
been
don't
there.
know.
So,
Yeah,
probably the way it goes is people who comes up for parole or release, and his name was probably on that list. And
yeah,
then they realized he never served time. So that's
yeah.
probably how it all came
They're gonna have to take that on the chin. I'm sorry. I think maybe probation for 3 months. On something small. Because that's
And
your fault. I'm sorry.
even the victim is saying, don't
Yeah,
press
like.
charges, let him go.
And it wasn't like he lived a life of crime after that. He cleaned up, and he probably thought, it could well be that God gave me another chance. Let me make the best of it, and that's what he's doing. Yeah,
Was he supposed to show up to court, to the jail and say, hey, y'all forgot to lock me up? Who does that?
because nobody's doing that. Nobody is, just like people ain't turning in money. People ain't going to the jail and say, I think you forgot something.
I mean,
Like, absolutely not.
they be
So
praying that
I
you
get.
don't come.
Yeah, I think yeah, you were supposed to pick me up, and no, nobody's doing that.
I don't know
Yeah,
nobody.
so.
Nobody I know do
And
that.
I feel like it should be I mean, I don't know the legal side of things, but I think the people that was involved that forgot, they should be held responsible.
Yeah.
That ain't his fault.
No, not at all. Not
Whoever
at
was
all.
supposed to check him in, they need to be checking that person out. Because how did he slip through the crack?
That's a big crack.
And I mean, I know that I don't want to sound favorable for, well, no, I will sound favorable. It's very nice that he's black. I'm just saying.
Well,
Listen,
and let's just be clear. It's a lot of them that have committed robbery and don't get no time in jail.
Exactly. They're committing murders and don't get no time.
Right, exactly.
So it's nice that he was able to. Now I'm more grateful that he turned his life around. You could tell that he's into
Yes.
his spirituality, religion.
Yes.
He then got married, and so he definitely took the right steps to get his life right. So that even overall everything, I'm very thankful for that. But it is,
Sure.
I know that they were sitting there like, you mean to tell me we let a black person, we forgot about a black one? I
I
know
know.
they had their foot in their mouth when they found out.
Yeah.
That's just I feel
Now
that
they
way.
don't know how to correct it. So thank goodness he has an attorney now that's
Yes.
pursuing on his behalf with the
Yeah.
appeals. So I'm believing that it's going to be in his favor.
Yes, definitely want to follow the story because this is
Yeah.
very, very interesting.
Yeah, his name is Mr. Anderson. So please,
Mhm.
definitely, I'll post the link in the comments. So whoever
Okay.
wants to follow the story, they can.
Yes, that's
This
awesome.
this next topic is crazy.
Uh-oh.
Crazy.
Okay.
A Black woman had a miscarriage and she was arrested.
Wait, huh?
A Black woman had a
Okay.
miscarriage and she was arrested. This happened quite frequently now.
Wait,
Okay.
arrested for what?
For her miscarriage. Let me just chime
Oh,
in.
wow.
I know it's sad, it's
Wow.
disturbing, it's depressing, I don't even know what to say what this world has turned into in 2023. I just know that it's nothing what I remember growing up.
No, not at all. Not
Nothing that I
even me.
Yeah,
It's very different from when I was growing up as well.
exactly. So let's choose this one
This
because
story
there's
is
so
extremely
many.
sensitive, but it's important to talk about, especially the way the anti-choice crowd, the Christo-fascist crowd, the Christian conservative crowd are pushing and pushing and pushing for swim bans. Going forward, because of community guidelines and how sensitive topics are talked about, I will be using a non-viable pregnancy that has ended with the letters MC. MC, that's what I'm calling it. So this story, this woman is named Brittany Watts. She had a non-viable pregnancy, and she's in Ohio. And at 22 weeks, before 22 weeks, she had visited the hospital. She found out that her pregnancy was not viable. Instead of being in the hospital and having these doctors take the non-viable fetus out of her, they sent her home. The fetus passed through her. What is not being tried is the fact that the fetus wasn't viable. What she is on trial for? What she is on trial for is abuse of corpse. That is what she is on trial for. She had a non-viable pregnancy, and Ohio prosecutors are putting her on trial for this. Imagine, ladies, if you are voting for this, if you are anti-choice, anti-choice, anti-choice measures will lead to this. It'll lead to this because women are not able to take care of their medical needs in a hospital. This woman was 22 weeks. All pregnancies are not going to, even wanted pregnancies, even pregnancies within the frame of a marriage, are not going to end up with a viable baby on the back end. So there needs to be things in place that protects women from things like this. What ends up happening is if you have to go home and allow everything to pass naturally, this could happen. And the way these Christo-fascists are coming for women, this could literally be our future. As a woman who has had 2 MCs myself, and both of those MCs were passed at home in the first trimester, I completely understand the anguish on this woman's face. I had 2 MCs for wanted pregnancies. So I completely understand how it's already hard on your psyche, on your brain. And then to have the overzealous, Christo-fascist, anti-choice people prosecute you. Like what were her options? Because if in Ohio there was a spermortion ban in place, if her options were not to be inside of a medical facility and having this non-viable pregnancy end, what were her options? And so instead of allowing this woman to grieve and allow her body to heal and her mind to heal, they are taking her through this. Like this is one of the prosecutors. He says the issue isn't how the child died. And then you have this judge who doesn't even know what to call the matter that has come out. He's like, is it a fetus? Is it a corpse? Is it birthing tissue? Whatever. And so he says that for that reason, we're going to let this go to trial. So, and what you notice about this person and this person, it's men, it's men in a position of power that's able to judge and potentially level consequences for something that happens on a day-to-day basis. What is this going to mean for other women? And yet, what is it going to mean for the other anti-choice women who simply believe that spermortion is a birth control, or spermortion is just for loose and lascivious women, or spermortion is just because these people just couldn't get it together? What's going to happen when they come for you for these non-viable fetuses coming through? That's what the women in Texas are learning right now, as more and more of these women join the lawsuits. And some of the formerly anti-choice women are like, oh my God, I didn't know that this could happen. Well, it is happening. And the way that they will be coming for women. We are going into the Handmaid's Tale live action edition. This is a case to watch. And I'm glad that someone actually tagged me in a video on it. It's a case to watch because even the scientists in the case that brought facts to the case said that this was a non-viable fetus that was not alive as it passed through the birth canal. So what are we even doing outside of harming this woman and making other women scared to have more babies? You guys, yeah, I am. I don't know what to say about this one.
Is this not a part?
That is insane. I feel like they take things to the extreme.
Totally to the extreme.
I understand both sides as far as the, people that are for it, people that's against it. Hey, whatever your choice is, that is your business. But when you're trying to take away the rights from people, and then it's not even making sense. These even down to when it's it's the mom or the baby. And it's just like you're making the executive decision for those. Like it does not make any sense.
No sense.
It doesn't.
It brings fear to women actually from even wanting to have a child in fear of being subjected to this type of penalty.
Yes.
This is double heartening to realize that you had a miscarriage, or MC as she calls it, because sometimes it slows down your algorithm if you.
We have to be very careful, and
they don't want us. They want to control what we say.
Yeah, what we say, but they control what we see. They want us to filter and filter what we say and how we feel, and then we have to find all these extra words to try to say the same thing. But excuse me, they're saying they know how to control our minds because of what they put out there. So
they want to be in the culture. This is what they've been doing for so long and been feeding us lies.
Yes.
Lies after lies after lies, and now they're in control of our bodies.
Yeah, and that's not good. That's not good.
Tell me a woman can have an MC and then she gets arrested.
Yeah, that's just it's very
those people out. They got to get out. Get out of office. We need some young people, some new blood, some young fresh blood in there.
Yeah. We definitely need some. We need people that are level-headed. We had talked about this before. I think there should be a cap on age in any form of government whatsoever. I do not think
90. Come on, you
should
90.
be 90, 80. Yeah, I don't think you don't even know. You're not keeping up with the times. You barely.
Let me see 90, Lord.
Well, listen, okay.
But I don't want to be in nobody's way.
Yes, I pray, but I'm not running for office. Okay, I'm not out. If listen, I'm at a particular age. I ain't even getting on no skates.
Mitch McConnell.
Yeah, he don't know where he's at. He don't know where he's at any given time. He has no idea. He's lost. He's just like, I thought we were going home.
He's gonna be.
And these are the people that are responsible for laws and passing stuff, and it is insane to me. And it's at what particular age? I feel like everybody knows their limitations. I will be of a certain age this year, which is not that old, but I will not be getting on skates. You know why? Because if I fall, I might hurt something. My knees ain't the best, huh?
Skates?
Yes, I probably won't. Yeah, but you have to know your body. You have to know what your limitations are. Also, with your mind. If your mind is slipping, I need you to get on out of here, sir.
Yeah,
you got to go. So I just,
but they want to take you that seat. It's all about the seat. They don't want nobody else to have that seat.
Yeah, because they don't want to give it up to exactly.
They need to control the seat.
That's the main goal. Yes. So
we're going to pray for that young lady and anyone that's going through that same situation. Her name is Brittany Watts. She's 33 years old, out of Ohio. We're sending prayers and hoping that things turn around in your favor, and anyone else who is facing that type of situation. We pray that things work in your favor. Moving on to our next subject. Tennis star Venus Williams refusing to play against a trans woman. What are your thoughts? Now, let me just say this. Let me just clear the air.
Yes, please.
The picture that they're showing all over the internet is showing a picture of Serena, but they're saying it's Venus, right? So we already know that that's confusion.
Yeah.
And then as I learned that it's not true, but it's a great topic.
It is.
So let me just show you the picture that they were referring to so you can get an idea, which I thought was kind of interesting. So this is Serena, but they're saying in the capture that it is Venus. So it says Venus Williams forfeits match against trans woman. I'm not playing a man. So they have an article down below that reads a little bit more in detail about why she's not playing against a trans woman. Obviously, we know why a woman, a biological woman, do not want to play against a trans woman. I mean, no matter what you say or what you try to do, biological women are put in one category, and we're unique, and that's it. And trans women are put in another category. You can't mix the two.
No, absolutely not.
No. And this is not to try to diss anyone or be disrespectful or condescending towards anyone, but the truth is the truth. And scientifically, no matter how much they try to take away the biological woman and replace her, it's not gonna happen.
It's not. I'm sorry. Sorry to say we are here to stay. My take on it is that I've seen this come across not just in the world of tennis, swimming. There was a young lady was on a swimming team. Then it was a trans woman that came and won, but they had originally been on, from my understanding, was on the men's team, and it wasn't working in their favor. So then they switched over to the women's team, and I don't know if that's when they started to transition, but then they won and beat the women. There was another, not going off topic, is in the same realm. It was very disturbing. This young lady, and she was a kid, they were on a class trip, and she called her parents crying because there was a trans girl in her room. They wanted the biological little girl to share a room with the trans girl, and she was crying.
Of course,
she was crying.
I would have been applauded. I would have been Ah!
So for me, I like me and my best friend was having this conversation last night actually, and we were just talking about how everything is like just pushed on us, right? Like everything, like take it. This is what the world is. Just deal with it. And it's just like we can coexist. I can have my beliefs. You can have your beliefs. You can have what you want out of your life. I can have what I want out of my life, and what I see is appropriate, what you see is appropriate. I don't care about any of that, but I feel as though that there should be lines as far as, because especially when it comes to adults, I feel like at a certain point you kind of know or figured it out for yourself, in a lack of better words, for what you want. But for kids, I feel like there should be structure. Kids do not know to a certain degree. That like they don't know, and they're not fully developed until you're what, 25, your brain.
Yeah,
So
but there are adults that are 20 and 30 years old that refuse, or they regret that
yeah,
they've
no, I'm
done
not talking about regret. I'm talking about the actual, because you can go eat some ice cream and regret it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not talking about adult. I'm
Yeah,
talking about
which is what I'm
children.
getting ready to
When
have.
it comes to children are not mentally able. They are reactors. They don't critically think things through first, the majority of the time. So when they're going about life and they're changing different things and doing different things, and now you're trying to make room for them. I'm not saying that don't make room for this generation that has transitioned to however way they want to see fit. Have their room separate from my child. Not to say that
even the
my child is
bathrooms.
any. I'm sorry.
Even the bathrooms.
Yeah, but that's another thing. Me and Brianna has talked about that, because she's a school nurse, and she said that it is very sad. I don't want anybody to get bullied. I don't want anybody to get picked on and get threats and anything like that. So I think in order to live in your truth, but they're trying to, and they're getting bullied. And that part I do not agree with. But I feel as though you need to make space for them. Make them, you know what I'm saying? Like, okay, if that's what is going on, and this is the say it's 20 or 40 in a class, or in a school, then make a bathroom for them so they can feel comfortable. Now they're, from my understanding, with most schools, they're going to the school nurse to use the restroom, because they can't go to the boys, they can't go to the girls, because either way they may get, assaulted.
Right.
So I just feel as though when it comes to certain things with children, I feel like, I have my beliefs, and it is what it is. I believe a child is a child. And yes, you don't want to limit your child and how they feel and what their experiences are, and their feelings. You're not negating that. But children are here for us to guide them, not them guide us. I feel like the world has went backwards. The kids is now telling you what and they're 5. Now, of course, when they get up, they're 16, 17, 8, then you're coming up, right? You're coming into your own, but in 10, no, I'm sorry. No, it's just, you have to redirect. And I'm not saying you dismiss their feelings or dismiss how they feel or anything to that magnitude, but I feel as though that kids are now taking the reins as the parents, and the parents are taking the back seat. Like, I'm going with whatever you want. And that's how I feel. As far as with sports, I think it should be a separate category. If this has now entered into the ring, that we have transgender individuals that are competing in sports, they should have their own category.
I agree 100%.
Because women, we have our own category, men have their own category. Let them. So then it's not anything that you can really say, because it's still genetically a man going against a man.
Yeah.
So because the next thing you know, if Venus or Serena, any of them that holds titles compete with a man, now the man and took the title, and they're not even, you know what I'm saying? Like, just like, I'm sorry, the Bruce Jenner receiving the woman of the year award.
What is that all about? Or
I was so. Now, don't get me wrong. Hey, if you want to make a award show that says trans woman of the year, go at it. But stop trying to eliminate the woman. We're not going nowhere. You can't live without us. You need us.
There is also a commercial that I ran across where it was a trans woman who is the spokesperson. Like,
yes.
Are you
For
serious?
tampons? Was it for tampons or
Yes.
pads? Yes.
Yes.
That was, it's just some
What
stuff
do
I feel
you
like
actually know?
I feel like the world is really warping. Now, of course,
They're
like I said,
trying to
I'll be
fade us
30.
out. Period.
No, but not that, like, I feel as though that we're old. Not you're older than me because obviously you're my mom. I'm of an age where I understand better. I know better. But for these
Right.
kids that are coming up, they don't know no better. So
No.
they're putting all these weird. Why is it that make sense? A trans woman is speaking about tampons.
I
Where?
don't understand it.
You're
I don't
not, I
understand
mean,
it.
I don't know about science and how far they have gotten, but I'm pretty sure I haven't read that they're
No.
menstruating. I have
No.
not read that.
Unless somebody
So
cut them.
so for me, I just think the lines are very blurred. But when it comes to sports, let them have their own category, just like women. We have our, if you are a trans individual, that's what you should be advocating for. Let
Right.
us have our own. Why are you trying to eliminate the woman?
Trying to end
And if you notice that they're pushing trans women, you don't really necessarily hear trans men trying to get rid of men. You don't really hear about that.
How could they? The men have beat them down. I'm not
No,
advocating
but I'm
violence.
saying I'm talking
just
about
saying,
that.
can you imagine? I can't
Yes,
imagine that.
please don't. I'm saying as far as the narrative, I'm talking about the narrative in the media. You're not hearing
The men
about
wouldn't
trans
first of all,
men
the men wouldn't have
talking
it.
about.
They wouldn't have it. They would not have it. They would shut that down. Can you imagine?
But I think it's all a ploy. I feel like it's all a ploy to some degree. I don't think that the trans movement and the abortion, I think all of that be intertwined government wise. That's just how I be feeling. Like,
Yeah, but the
I
trans
feel
men,
like
I don't think that the trans men even operate like that. I think the trans men more or less be doing their own thing. They're not trying to, not that I've seen. I've yet to hear anything.
But that's what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that the media controls what we see. And they are pushing the narrative more than ever about trans women taking over women. You're no longer going to be called a mother. You're the birthing person. Absolutely not. I'm the mom. So I feel as though that it's something to that. Nobody's talking about trans men coming over and saying, you know what, I'm a man and you're just the semen donor. Like they're not. I've never heard that. So it's just I don't know.
It's ridiculous. It's crazy. It's
It
crazy.
is. It's very, very crazy. And yeah.
We hope it gets better.
Yeah, I hope so too.
Hope it gets better. Well, it's now time for us to announce a winner. Now,
yes,
the only thing you have to do right now is to enter up to $100. We're going to have 4 joins. That's $25 each join. And you'll also be eligible to receive a mystery box. Oh, that's going to be interesting. And what you have to do to enter, you have to like, share, and comment the word
done. And don't forget to follow. Don't forget to follow. That's the most important thing is to follow, you guys.
Don't forget to follow. Don't forget to follow. So we had about, I guess, I don't know who's on right now, who names wants to be added, but so far we had Linda, Dorothy, and Lisa.
Okay.
Linda, Dorothy, and Lisa that's in it.
That's awesome.
So is there anyone tonight that want their name to be added? You have a chance right now. We'll give you a few minutes.
Put done in the comments. Put done in the comments and we'll go ahead and add your name. And make sure that you shared this, you guys. Make sure you share this. Put done in the comments.
Yes, put done in the comments. We have so many more topics, but we didn't have time to go through them all. We'll share some for next week. But I definitely want to say thank you all so much for joining us.
Yes.
We don't see done in the comments, so we're just going to go ahead on and announce the winner. Announce a winner. So let me just, is there anyone that we're missing?
No one that we're missing. Let me just double check. Hold on.
If anyone wrote done in the comments, done in the comments, the word done in the comments to be able to enter. We can put you in right now as we speak.
No, not on my side. I don't see anything.
Okay, so we're getting ready to show you the wheel. And we're going to spin the wheel so you can see exactly who may be eligible to win today. So bear with me as I get the win started. Are you ready?
Yes.
This is the wheel. Can you see the wheel?
Yes.
All right. On the count of 3, we're going to press the wheel and it's going to announce who won for this week.
1, 2, 3.
Oh, there we have it. And the winner is... who did it say? Okay, TikTok.
TikTok.
Okay, so let's spin it again.
Okay.
And the winner is... Oh, it looks like it's Dorothy, but it didn't bring her name up. So it'll bring her name up if she was the winner. So we got to go again. And the winner is... No one's in that space. Oh, here we go. No one's in that space. I apologize, you guys.
What is going on?
Oh,
nobody's home in any of those spaces.
Oh my goodness. Instagram. Oh, okay. All right. How is this rolling here? No name came up. Oh boy, here we go. And the winner is Linda Anderson.
Linda Anderson, after 1,000 tries.
Listen, you see that I kept spinning until a name showed up, so you can go back and watch again. If you notice, no one's name showed up. So Linda's name showed up. Linda, congratulations. You are the winner for this week.
Yes, congratulations.
$25 and a mystery box is coming your way, young lady.
Yes.
Thank you all so much for participating. And thank you so much for being a part of our podcast this week.
Yes.
Do you have any shout outs you want to do, Plum?
I definitely do.
Okay.
I want to shout out to Jesus. I love him. That's all. That's all. Thank you, Jesus, for covering my family.
Thank
and
you.
That's
I
all.
agree with that. I double down on that. Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Father God, for all you've done. And thank our co-hosts for tuning in for another week, another episode of Momma Said It. Make sure you stay tuned and be a part of our show next week, next Sunday on the 17th. Mark your calendar at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for an episode of Momma Said It. Momma said it. There'll be days like this. Momma said it. Woo. There'll be days like this. Momma said it. Wee. Okay, y'all have a wonderful, fantastic, marvelous, and blessed week.
Yes.
Good
Have
night,
a good one,
everybody.
everybody. Night, night.
Good night.